Yeah, we had the cattle in. Very good.
Huh. Okay.
Let me take some folks. Mhm. Okay. Uh, It's 7:04. Let's see who participant we have. Jonathan said that he's almost with us. Let's see.
Hello, good evening, guys.
Great.
Jonathan.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Jonathan.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, so Chanel. I believe we have Jonathan, we have Jacob, we have Domingo. Other rest will come, and perhaps we may have other. Let me see. We have two attendees helping all people. Marina Martinez is with us. Yes, so we may proceed with either of. Maybe today you wanted, like I said, you wanted to go ahead and let me fix my camera because you can only see my face, but I wanted you to see my. Let me take the blur because it looks like blur. Yeah, I don't want you to see me blur. All right, that's, I think it's a little bit better. All right, yes, that's us. All right, I think we are going to call the meeting to. All right. Let me, yes, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Community Board 12 Youth and Education Committee, our meeting number 4. For the record, today is Monday, April 10, 2023, and this meeting has been called to order at 7:08 p.m. I would like to welcome all members and our guests and everyone that is watching us through every either YouTube, Facebook. I thank you them, for their time. So for the record, members, I would like that you identify yourself. Please tell us your name.
Good evening. Like I said, I'm Jonathan Fromera.
Thank you, Jonathan. Next member.
Hi, I'm Svetlana Kabalin with the Sylvan Winds.
Welcome.
Welcome. Members, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jake Banis, member of Community Board 12 and of the Youth and Education Committee.
Thank you very much, Jacob. Louis.
Hello, good evening. This is Luis Cruz, member of the Youth and Education Committee.
Thank you. Next.
Domingo Estevez, Youth and Education Committee.
Thank you, Domingo. All right. So I guess that we're almost there. As you can see, for our agenda today, we have a sole presentation, and this presentation, just 1 second. Maria, Maria's trying to get here. Okay. Okay, Maria will be with us soon. All right, so as you can see, our agenda, today we have a presentation. Our guest is Svetlana Kalabani, She's the artistic director for the Sylvan Winds. And her presentation today is about the Sylvan Winds education programs in public school. So more to that effect, you will hear from her in more details. And of course, once she finished presenting, we will have all the opportunity to have questions. And as always, members ask question first, board members ask question first. And then, of course, the other public will have, or the participant will have the opportunity to have questions. Once the phase of the question ends, we will have the all in new business, where community members and anyone who would like to make any announcement or share any announcement with the community will have that opportunity. And of course, after that phase, then the meeting will be adjourned. Once again, I just wanted to say this in Spanish for those who may not necessarily are quite fluent in English. I wanted to say that esta es la reunión, o le doy la bienvenida a todos los oyentes al Comité de la Juventud y Educación de la Junta Comunal 12. Esta es nuestra agenda número 4, nuestro meeting número 4. Y para los récords, hoy es lunes 10 de abril del 2023. Este meeting fue llamado al orden a las 7:08. Ya los miembros se identificaron cada uno. Y hoy tenemos, la invitada de hoy es la señora Svetlana Kabalin. Ella es la directora artística de un programa de una organización que se llama The Sylvan Winds. Ella va a estar presentando los programas de educación que conlleva esta organización en las escuelas públicas. Una vez que ella termine de presentar, todos vamos a tener la oportunidad de hacer preguntas y escuchar las respuestas. Y también en el orden en que las preguntas se van a conllevar, los miembros del comité son los que van a empezar a hacer la pregunta, luego que los miembros del comité y también los miembros del BOA hagan preguntas, entonces proseguiremos con los invitados, los participantes del público que quieran hacer preguntas. Una vez concluida esta fase de nuestra agenda, entonces vamos a la próxima fase, sería asuntos pendientes y asuntos nuevos, en la cual todo participante, sea miembro o no miembro, tendrá la oportunidad de compartir cualquier evento que ellos quieren hacerle llegar a la comunidad. Una vez que cada uno tenga esa oportunidad, entonces ya aplazaremos la reunión, hopefully, o espero que sea antes de las 9 o a las 9, que es la hora en la que la reunión debe de terminar. Sin más preámbulo, no sé si le dije, pero al principio debo de decirle que creo que se me olvidó. Mi nombre es Fe Florimón y soy la presidenta de este comité. I think I forgot at the beginning. My name is Faith Florimón. I'm the chair of the Youth and Education Committee. So welcome all. And Ms. Kabalin, I would like to concede the floor to you. Please proceed. And thank you so much for joining our meeting and your willing to present. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you for having me. It's really an honor. I'm with the Sylvan Winds, which is an organization that's been in New York for over 40 years. We are a wind quintet, and we have performed throughout the city. We have been, the last 12 years, we have been playing concerts at the Hispanic Society at 155th and Broadway. And we've also formed partnerships with some of the other community organizations, including the Washington Heights Community Conservatory in the Dominican Center, also PS4, the Sugar Hill Children's Museum. And we have received funding from the Department of Cultural Affairs of the City of New York and would like to do more in the schools in Washington Heights. I'm going to share my screen briefly. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but hold on. I hope this works. Okay, can you see my screen?
Let's see. Yes.
Okay, great. Thank
Beautiful.
you. Okay, so this is our website. This is the group. As you can see, 5 musicians. we have an education page right here, and this is some of the programs that we have, including Peter and the Wolf and Nutcracker, which are, familiar tales. Babar the Elephant, Introduction to the Instruments, Contrasts in Music, and other things. But what we would really like to continue working on and developing is this program. It's the Voices of the Hispanic Diaspora. It's a program that we put together at the Hispanic Society in June of 21 as we were coming out of the COVID lockdown, and we had to perform outdoors, obviously. And what was fantastic was that we were able to find music from basically 9 different countries, in this on these 2 continents. So we had works from Mexico and Ecuador and Peru and the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico and Argentina and Cuba and Brazil. And we also have some pieces from Haiti as well, which we think we should include, even though they're not officially Hispanic, but they share the island. We would love to share this with more of the schools and present these works, also introduce the instruments. I don't know how much the children have been exposed to instruments, but it's always an adventure because the sound of each instrument is produced a little differently. And we like to have a lot of fun with the kids, seeing who can play the longest and who plays the loudest and various things as well. If one program that we did with the Washington Heights Conservatory was Peter and the Wolf in both English and Spanish. And we love that program. We also we typically, when we do Peter and the Wolf, have a wonderful mime artist who joins us. For that particular program, she actually worked with the children so that they could be the characters. And we had actually, so in Peter and the Wolf, there's like 6 characters, I think it is. There's basically 1 for each instrument. So there's a bird, there's a duck, there's a cat, there's Peter, there's a wolf, there's Grandpa. And so the kids, she coached the kids so that they could act out the different parts. And then we did the narration in both English and Spanish. And we just found that that was just a wonderful way to include more of the community, because there are still people who don't speak English, and the parents in particular and grandparents that came really appreciated that. And we also think that it's important for children to hear the language. It was important for me during the pandemic. I actually chose to study Spanish during the pandemic, and I'm so glad that I still continue. I'm certainly not an expert at all, but I just I think it's wonderful for people to explore their culture and then to also share it, share language and through the arts. I think this is a wonderful way for people to learn. We learn as much as the kids do, and we just want to do more. So I know that a lot of the schools I know that testing is a big deal, and I know that they're preparing for exams, etc. But if in the next 3 months, if you are interested in us coming to your school, please let us know. And I guess the best is, I'm just going to give you my email and I'll put it on the chat too. That's probably the easiest, and I'll stop sharing my screen.
That would be very helpful, yes.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to show one thing. Well, this was at can you see this? This was on Facebook. This is on the Washington Heights Community Conservatory. They actually have us doing that production of Peter and the Wolf, and this is the introduction that Adan Vasquez, who's the director, gave us when we were preparing for the performance. Okay, so yeah, I'll stop the share, and I'll just, in the chat, I'll just put our email, and just feel, it's really easy, sylvanwinds@att.net. Just get in touch with me, and honestly, if the schools don't have a lot of funding, we will try to do we will still try to do the performance. We've had schools that don't have extra funding, and we will try to perform anyway. We have several sources besides the City of New York. We have there's a trust fund for musicians, and we were lucky enough to get a gift from someone who is also really supporting these programs. So we just want to be out there and doing as much as we can in the community.
Very good. All right. So, all right. I assume that this is your presentation.
Yes.
Thank you so much. All right. So before I open up the floor, thank you very much, Ms. Cavalieri, for your presentation. So I would like to acknowledge my colleague, Maria. Maria, can you identify for the record, please?
Thank you so much. I am Maria Luna, member of this committee and also the aging committee. And I have been lucky to be in some of the performances of this fantastic group. And I think it's about time that they are doing a presentation to our committee. And I have a whole lot of ideas about, how to engage your group and our community, not just the community board, but also most of the schools. I've been trying to make to get all the schools to get funding for music, for art. It's very, troublesome that we haven't been able to get the money allocated for that.
Yeah.
So welcome. Nice to see you again.
Thank you so much. I'm thrilled that you've been to some of our performances. I just wanted to reiterate that, one of the schools I mentioned, I'm just not going to mention it again, they had trouble with funding, and we just felt it was too important not to do it, so we went ahead and did the performance, and that's just the way we feel. We just feel that children, they're sponges, and the arts are just wonderful ways of communicating and inspiring, and so we'd be thrilled, really.
Great. All right. Now let's start with the question. And thank you, Maria, for identifying yourself. Members, I just want to open up the floor for you to ask questions, please. Okay. Jacob, Luis, do you have any question?
I have a question. No one else does. I think Maria's got her hand up as well. Faye.
Say it again, please.
I think Maria and I both have a question, but I'm not sure who had their hand up first.
Okay.
No, you just go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for this presentation. First of all, I think this is wonderful programming that you offer, and was just curious. I know you said you're working on performing more at schools. I was wondering if you had performed at any schools already, and then sort of a second question actually is like what that process of connecting with schools has been like, or if you've run into any roadblocks there. So I guess I have two questions. Sorry.
It's okay.
I can't hear you for some reason.
I think you're muted, Sylvan, or your mic is not working. Not yet.
Jacob, I think Jacob has a question that is still waiting for an answer.
Yes, but her mic is not working right now.
Oh, okay. You have a question too, right, Jonathan?
Not yet.
Okay,
I'm good.
not yet?
No, not for the moment.
Okay, so I don't know if Ms. Silva had, okay, let me see.
Is this better?
Ms. Clavanet?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Did you hear his question?
Yes, he asked how many concerts. We've played concerts for over 40 years in schools.
Okay.
When we were first founded, we were very lucky. When we were first founded, we were playing at Lincoln Center, and then we were playing at Lincoln Center out of doors. And then we played with, we've actually played also for some of the, oh goodness. Oh, now it's escaping me, but for the, for the Head Start programs, we've even performed for those young audiences. We've really enjoyed those. Yes, we've been playing, and as I mentioned earlier, we played for PS4 and Washington Heights. We played for PS 199. We played at many different schools. I mean, I'd have to pull out a whole list, and I just don't have all the numbers in front of me. But yeah, we've had plenty of experience with it. What I have found is, and typically what we've done is approached the schools individually. And sometimes they respond very quickly, and sometimes it's very, very long response. And I think part of it is their, I just think there's so many administrative demands. Like right now, we're trying to perform again at PS4. I sent an email 3 weeks ago, and we still don't have a decision. And I think part of it has to do with I think, sometimes the schools are so concerned about the tests and about the kids testing well, that then I think they're putting everything aside to prepare the kids for the tests. And I don't know, how much extracurricular activities they have. So I don't know, I'm only surmising, but I think that's part of the problem, or part of the challenge, maybe I should say.
Thank you. Jacob, I think you have a second question as well.
No, we covered them both. Thank you, though.
Okay, good. Jonathan? Jonathan, are you,
I'm fine. I have no questions.
Chanel, you don't have questions?
No.
Oh, all right. Chanel also wanted to be in contact with you. She said that she texts you, and she's
Okay.
waiting for your response,
great.
Chanel. No, not you, not
Okay.
you. Member Jonathan. Chanel is trying to get in contact with you via text. All right.
Yes, let me check.
All right.
I didn't have my phone on hands.
Okay. Miss Gablana, how do you pronounce your name? I want to make sure that I pronounce your name correctly.
It's Kabalin.
Cabinet?
Kabalin.
Cabinet.
There, that's it. Kabalin.
Cabinet. Cabinet.
Kabalin.
Cabinet. Okay, Miss Cabinet. Thank you. I'm not sure. I heard you saying how long having your program around. Excuse me, because at the beginning I was having problem with my audio and it was very, very low. But that's something that I'm quite curious. And I wondered, it's like, for example, how long has been established? If you had been able to provide your services or implement your services in the school district 6 yet? And if so, how many schools have you been providing services in the school district 6?
In school district 6, I think it's only been like 2. We did Gregorio, PS4 is that district 6, and Gregorio Luperon High School.
Both, yes.
And Gregorio Luperon High School.
High school.
Yeah, and then the Washington Heights Community Conservatory, but that's not a public school. That's an after-school program. And we've been around for 40 years, but our relationship with the Hispanic Society and in Washington Heights has been, well, the Hispanic Society lasts 12 years. And then in 2018, we got a residency grant, which is how we were, that was sort of the beginning of our playing, being more involved in the neighborhood, and also playing at the Sugar Hill Museum. We played concerts there as well. And that was the beginning. And then I was trying to get approval from the Department of Education, and then COVID hit. So, and that's been also kind of weird with COVID, because it seemed like everything had to be online, and you know, for us, it's just much more effective if we can be in person. But
So I'm wondering, so since you have not been able, or you only have not been able, because I don't know the history in terms of why, you know, your program has not been established in many more schools. I know that you definitely wanted to be in touch with the superintendent office, which I think would be like the first steps, because since the superintendent office is the one that lead all the school in District 6, from 137 up to 218, if I'm not mistaken, east and west and part of the eastern part of the community. I think it would be very helpful, so he can help you to bring, you know, your program, you know, to those schools. I don't think that, or I should say that when it comes to art, you can never be wrong about it. Art is something that is very appealing to students. And I see that it's very much very welcome. So tell me something about your program besides aspiring to bring that program into our school district. So what would be one of the biggest challenge that you think that your program is trying to break, you know, at least to conquer or to alleviate, or something that is the most appealing, you know, thing that you would like to accomplish right now that you are facing, that you think that maybe the district can help you with?
well, it has to do with the numbers. And also I should say that the Department of Cultural Affairs gave us a much bigger grant this year than we've had in the past. And it's based on, you know, what we did in the past and what we, you know, and so and that's why I literally want to spread the wealth. So, you know, as far as our biggest challenge is really just making the connections, you know, because once I can speak to someone and once they can say, yes, we'd love to have you, and, you know, give us some possible dates, we'll be there. We'll be there. We're available every morning of the week. You know, a lot of the musicians in the group play Broadway shows, but that's not till the evenings, you know, some matinees, but that's just Wednesday and the weekends. We obviously can't go to the schools on the weekends. So, you know, we're free every morning, and then basically Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday afternoons. So, you know, we can make it happen.
So hypothetically speaking, so let's say that when you propose your program to a particular schools, so how many hours, because I see this like an after school program kind of initiative, if
Oh,
or it's not necessarily so.
No, I'm thinking of in the schools, you know, during the day where we do a performance. If the schools want to do a longer term thing, then we could do something after school. But that would be, I mean, we started the instrumental program at Hunter College Elementary School. And that was we were there for 30 years. Now it's at Diller Quail, which I think is fantastic. But before that, we actually started that program out. And it all started out with like a 6-week educational program where we were there every week doing something a little bit different with grades basically K through 6. And then it took time, and eventually we developed a 30-week program. And that was actually during the school day. And it could be also an after school program, but where we do an extended, you know, could be an extended 6 to 30 week program, you know. I mean, a 30-week program is really an instrumental, you know, program where the kids are actually learning instruments, but that's a big commitment on both the, you know, I mean, that's like multiple thousands of dollars, you know, whereas when we're just coming to do a performance, it's less than $1,500. And as I said, we already have a good chunk of that covered. So
So another question that I have, so what is like the typical process? Let's say, hypothetically speaking again, that let's say George Washington School or PS 89, for whatever reason, they say, yes, we would like to have you on board. So what is the procedure for that school to follow first? What will be what the organization will be asking then?
So then what we ask is, you know, can they give us, I mean, what we'd like ideally is a 2.5-hour period where we can do 2 45-minute presentations. That way we're seeing as many of the kids as possible, especially in the schools that have like, you know, 600 kids or whatever, right? So it's nice to see half of them. For the first 45 minutes, we take a short break and then we see them, then we do another presentation the second 45 minutes. So it has to do with that time period. If they have 2 microphones, it really helps, because if we're going to bring a mime artist to join us, she needs a mic. So 2 microphones. If they don't have music stands, that's okay. We can bring our own. We need 5 chairs. So I mean, that's the technical requirement. And the instruments are acoustic. We don't need amplifiers. We don't need anything like that. And then from there, we come, we sit, we play, and we do demonstrations for the kids, you know, the instruments, you know, and just do the entire program. But really what we need is just a person who can coordinate. Obviously it's not going to be the principal, it's going to be someone. Sometimes there is an arts person on the staff who's sort of delegate. You know, yeah, who's our liaison. Sometimes it can be a parent. Okay. You know, if the Parents Association is very active, sometimes it can be a parent. So, you know, whoever would be involved in that, and just, you know, just getting us there. And, you know, we come like 45 minutes ahead of time, sometimes an hour ahead of time, okay, depending on the program. If the kids are involved in the program, then we need extra time to rehearse with them for a little while.
And how many students ideally your program will require to have you know, at least to start?
So when we do these assemblies that are during the day, as I said, it can be the whole school, but we have to split it up because it has to do with the auditorium size. And I don't know how much social distancing is still going on. If it's not, and everyone's, you know, feeling comfortable with that, then great. You know, so like, I mean, at PS4, I think they wanted us to do 3 45-minute presentations. I don't know how many students are in the school. For whatever reasons, it then turned out we couldn't do that, but we did 2. So we played for 45 minutes. We took a half-hour break. We played for another 45 minutes. If, you know, if it's one of these smaller situations, I mean, if it's a more intimate situation where maybe we're going to see a class or a grade for a longer period of time, we can do that as well. We did a program with the East Harlem tutorial program where we came in. It was every week somebody different came in, and we talked about the instruments, and also the kids had a way to play similarly to the musicians, you know. So like for the flute, I brought bottles of water that were pitched differently so that they could then blow on the bottles, and they were able to play like a 3-note song on the bottles. You know, for the horn, we had a garden hose and a funnel and mouthpieces that the kids could blow. That was, they love that. So every week we introduced them to a different instrument, you know, and then we taught them about music. And then actually that program was probably I think it was a semester. No. That program actually was close to a year. But it was like a weekly visit. And then we taught them recorder. And they were able to play recorder and perform in May.
And I do have a final question, and I'm sorry that I'm asking you so many questions, but
no, it's okay.
I just hope folks may benefit from this, because I'm naturally curious. So now we know that I guess the emphasis is in public school. Of course, this is where you can get most of the population, your target population, of course. But I wonder that if your organization also would be interested in working with other organizations, especially non-for-profit organizations that work with youth,
Mhm.
you know.
Yes.
I'm sure we have a lot of organizations that they work with youth. They have after school programs, and perhaps one way or another, that would be like a compliment to them, you know?
Yes.
So because the idea is to serve the students, regardless whether they're in school or they are in another program where that organization are serving them. Like, I just want to throw this in there, like the Beacon program, for example. It's not that this is necessarily the case, but it's just an idea that just popped into my mind. So, and the question is whether or not you're willing to work with non-for-profit, because that probably something that we can perhaps, spread the word about your program as well. The same way that prior to this conversation, we say that you may want in contact with the superintendent office.
Right. We would definitely want to do that. Absolutely. Any youth program, any nonprofit. I mean, our relationship with the Hispanic Societies, another nonprofit organization, just started. I went up there and visited the place, and I was so inspired. I said, I hear this program in my head. Can we come and perform? And then every year we played a different program, one with guitar, one with harp, last year with bandoneon, this fellow from Argentina came. So absolutely. We also play concerts for seniors.
Oh, I love that too.
Yeah, we love to play concerts for seniors. We play at the Red Oak Center on 106th Street. And I have to tell you, that is absolutely one of the best senior centers. They get up and dance.
Love that, yes.
It is so great. And they're, the director who just recently retired, Mickey Navarro, she was from Puerto Rico, and she would get the seniors to, because on Friday afternoons in Puerto Rico at 4:00, this is what she told me, this is what I learned, is that's when everyone got off of work and they could go dance. And so she would get the seniors to, stand on the back of the chairs and dance,
Lovely.
while they play music. But let me tell you, when we were there for her retirement party, the place was just,
wow.
It was amazing.
It was full. Wow.
Yeah, the musician said, I've never seen this. I said,
Thank you.
I mean, it's so great. It's,
I think this is something that I definitely would be interested to follow up with you. My colleague, the chair of the Aging Committee, every year we both put a show in which we bring young people to perform for the seniors.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, and I think definitely I would like to introduce you to her, so you both can probably coordinate something of the three of us, on behalf of our committees. Yes. Yeah. All right. Yes.
I think Maria has a question.
Yes. Go ahead, Maria.
Thank you.
And thank you for answering all my questions.
Okay, I have several questions, but I think that some of them were answered, and I have a recommendation. Number one, are all the artists from this community, or are they from the city? Do they have to travel far to come to the performances?
Okay. So, I mean, the regular members are, most of them from the city, actually. I mean, one lives in Brooklyn, one lives in Midtown. I live in the Upper West Side. We have two, one used to live in Astoria, now he lives in New Jersey, and one lives in Connecticut. Right. If someone can't do it, which happens because musicians are busy, then we get substitutes. And okay, I try to get musicians that are, local. They love it. They love that they don't have to, get on a subway or walk or whatever. But if not, I get people from, really great freelance.
But you already have connection with Adam Vasquez, who is the head of the organization.
Yeah. Absolutely. Exactly.
I have a
and-
recommendation. Okay, I have a recommendation. Since you're saying that it has been very difficult for you to get some of the public schools in our area involved, I think that maybe with Fair Florimond's connection and our relationship with the superintendent of District 6, they can give you the list of all the schools within our districts. So you have
Yeah.
access to that list and then contact some of the, the principal and see which one is interested in bringing you in. I think it's extremely important. If you know, in European countries, it's mandatory to teach music to the children once they are like in pre-K until they are adults. And we don't do that here. I think you mentioned that they are more interested in giving kids a test and things like that. And there is a failure in our academic system, which is something that we need to admit that we are not doing enough for our children. Anyway, so now you mentioned about the seniors. I'm very much involved with the senior system in our community and citywide also, that I can probably get in touch with you and develop some type of presentation to the seniors in our community. Faye mentioned Mary Anderson. I work very closely with her, and maybe we can do something about it.
That would be great.
Most important, your willingness to bring this particular, programs to our community. And I don't know why schools don't take advantage of this, because they do presentation about Juan Pablo Duarte, Quisqueya, you mentioned bachata, which I hate.
Oh,
And
boy.
I don't like that type of music. It's
Behave.
not Roberto 26. And here we have an opportunity
Oh,
to
wow.
even show a child what a flute looks like, what an accordion looks like. And we are missing and losing that opportunity. It's a shame on us. So maybe we could develop something to help you and to bring some type of class to our, to our children, because classical music as popular music is extremely important. So I'm willing to, to get, I have sent you presentations anyway. I am a member of the Hispanic Society for, over 30 years, and I live around the corner. So I take advantage of my membership there. So I think that we are losing an opportunity to come, some classic, education, musical education to our, the children in our community. It's not just guira, tambora, and an accordion. So that is my I'm offering, my services to you. If you like to, I can give you my, my email and telephone number later on, so we can get together and do something.
I would
think
love that, Maria.
the push to our education system, including the arts, the performance arts, to our children is extremely important. And you are giving us that, that opportunity. We need to grab it. So thank you so much, Faye, and you. All right.
Thank you. All right. Let's see.
I just wanted to say one thing about this.
Yes.
This type of programs in our community, especially. I wanted to say, Sylvan, that I feel really well, having this type of program in our community. Like Maria said, it's not only our typical music, but we would like to have this type of program in different schools in our district. Where our youth can learn different, instruments, like she said, and different music styles and all of that. I really support this type of initiative in our district.
Very good. Yes.
Thank you, Jonathan.
No problem.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Okay, let's see who else may have a question. Jonathan, maybe you want to check or the question, or Jacob, so we can split the work. Louis just said that he had to go and rejoin us because he was having problem, or he's having problem with the video. I mean, with his video, audio, excuse me. Yes. All right, so.
I also see one hands up from the public attendees. I don't know if
Maria,
you,
oh, from the public, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you will want to call the person. Let's see. Who
Yeah.
is it?
it is, she is Marina Martinez. Let me allow
Marina
her
Martinez,
to,
yes. Our faithful participant.
yes. All
That's
right,
a new
Marina
title.
Martinez, you're now allowed to speak.
Letting me, express my question is about if your performance are in person, or we can have like a virtual activity, because we have our program Literacy Inc. We provide services for children 0 to 5, and we provide online, and we provide also in person. And also my other question is if it has to be, because we don't have a space available for you to perform, but you can do it like in partnership with a not-for-profit organization, that we can find a space there, or in a park or something like that.
We've done outdoor performances, so we can definitely do it in a park. So basically what you're saying is you don't have space. Is that what it is with the organizations that you're?
No, but not to for the families that we serve. Usually we use a community space.
Oh yeah, okay.
All
right.
The performance to our families.
Okay, yeah, no, we can do that. We've performed in community centers, libraries. We've performed in libraries. We've performed in parks. Yeah, we performed in churches. We've done lots of programs in churches. In fact, some of our, because we perform a series every year of concerts anyway in New York City, and we performed in lots of churches.
And it's only, another question is, it's only, it could be one-time performance, or it has to for like 1 hour or half an hour?
Yes.
Like
Yeah. It could be a one-time performance. Exactly. So it was a performance, let's say, with families. We could do an hour, we could do 45 minutes, an hour, what you think is best. It depends sort of on the, if a lot of little kids are going to be there, the attention span may not be an hour. So then we'll probably do 45 minutes. But if you think we could do a full hour program, we would. Absolutely.
Can you provide me with your email and phone number, and that way, just in case we may need you for
Absolutely.
the summer, that we have many activities going on in parks, and we're active, and families, kids, they are out of school, so we may probably ask you to come and perform for us for any events that we have.
Right. I will do it right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oops.
All right. All right. So any other member may have another question? Domingo, you have question, Luis? Domingo, you still with us?
Yes, I don't have any questions.
Okay. So what about, let's see, well, Martina, your hands are still up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Let's see who else. Okay, Belky, thank you for joining us. So I know you made a comment on the chat, so perhaps you wanted to elaborate on your comments now that we promoted you, please. Belkis?
Their mute is still on.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Fe.
Hi, Belkis. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Belkis.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I mentioned that in case that you don't have space, you can request the oratorio in any school through the parent association or the PTA to perform. And I want to say I can help you to participate in any school, and I want to know if you serve in the Bronx too.
We haven't done as many programs, but we have done some. We have done some. We've been we've performed in the Bronx and Queens to an organization called Arts Horizons. So you know, we just don't have contacts as many. You know, we really virtually don't have any contacts, but we'd be happy to do that.
Oh yes, okay, thank you. Oh, please. My name is Belkis Poch, and I was volunteer from the school together with Faye for a long time. And yeah, and I had contact in the Bronx, and I know some principals, she working very hard with the students. And I continue to contribute in the district seat in any school too. And now I'm working from Columbia University, and anything, I'm here to continue contributing to help our students, our school community. Thank you.
That's great. I'm sending you my email now, okay?
It's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Faye.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you for joining us. So I also wanted to see who else may have another question. Anybody else? Let's see. Jonathan, do we have anyone in the chat that may have well, we only have helping our people evolve.
No.
Don't see a name.
No more hands on the other
There is some
side.
questions, yeah, posted, where it says that the question comes from helping our people evolve. And the question says, do students require instrument or will they be provided?
That is a whole different program. An instrumental program, I mean, it's wonderful, but it takes a lot of funding for that. Now, I mean, a great resource in the community is the Washington Heights Community Conservatory. And I would, you know, if you have some students that are interested in you know, playing an instrument, I would definitely advise you to go there. The Sylvan Winds has done instrumental programs. As I mentioned, we basically started, initiated, and basically taught at Hunter College Elementary School, but in the end, it cost about $35,000, and that doesn't even include the instrument rentals.
That's expensive.
Now, it's possible these days to also get instruments donated. What shape they're in is another thing, but you know, because the challenge also is keeping instruments in good repair. You know, because you don't want a child to play an instrument and they can't get a sound. You know, and that happens with students all the time. I mean, because they drop the instrument, you know, they're not used to taking care of an instrument. But you know, we could sit down and talk about it if you think it's something that one could undertake, but it is a huge commitment on the parts of the parents and the school because it is a whole separate program. I mean, it is you know, it's a program that is an entity unto itself. So, and we would love to do that. I mean, you know, we would love to do that. We would love to see more kids making music. So, you know, I didn't share, I think I have these pictures from East Harlem.
Yes.
A less expensive instrumental program would be to do recorders, which gets students playing, because renting a flute, renting a clarinet, renting a trumpet, this is how we would start with a wind instrument program. Renting a saxophone, those are expensive instruments. if, on the other hand, you wanted to do a program with recorders, that's much more affordable. And that could be done. And that would be much less, much less, at least half. I'm just looking to see if I thought I had these pictures on my laptop. Hold on, maybe I do. Okay, yeah, I do. Let me share one more time. Ah, okay. So, okay, so you can see this. I don't know if it's going to open. I don't know if these pictures are going to open. Okay, wait a second. Okay. Here we are. Just a second. There. Okay, it's happening. There you go.
Oh.
So this was one of the children learning to blow across a bottle, because when you play a flute, you have to blow across a hole. Here they are. Here they are blowing through mouthpieces and garden hose. And if you put a funnel at the end of the garden hose, it's like a French horn. So you can tell they're having a lot of fun with that one. Couldn't get it. Now here they are playing recorders. So and this is our oboist on the left, Kathy. She came in with the bassoonist, and so the kids are really, you know, watching the bassoonist. Here they are learning about music, learning about counting. So what we did was to learn about either quarter notes, eighth notes, triplets, 16th notes. So we basically used pictures of fruit. So pear is 1 syllable, apple is 2 syllables, pineapple is 3 syllables. This way they could learn rhythms through words that they knew. So avocado would be a 4 for 16th notes. Then we were drawing things on the board for them to learn how to play first before they looked at music. And then here we are playing again.
That's very cute.
Oh, and this was, we brought, when we were learning about rhythms, of course, we brought percussion instruments so that they could do patterns with percussion instruments. Here they are playing recorders again. Yeah. Okay. So, so, you know, you see, I mean, that's a different kind of a program. This was an after-school program.
Lovely. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Let's see who else. I don't know if anybody else may have a question. Let's see. Let's see. Velkis already spoke. Martinez spoke.
No more questions.
No more questions, right? Let's see. All right. So I guess then that at this point, so members, that's it. This is it. All right. So I guess at this point, we definitely would like to thank deeply Mrs. Kabilani, right? Well,
Kabalin, it's fine. Kabalin, but it's fine.
Kabalin, no, it's not fine. Kabalin, yes, Miss Kabalin. Well, Miss Kabalin, yes. On behalf of, you know, my colleagues and the entire board, we would like to thank you so much for, you know, bringing your presentation and making us aware of your program. I sincerely hope that this presentation bear the fruits. I really hope that the superintendent office may see this video or this conversation in YouTube. I'm going to send him the link anyway. He might be on vacation, but I'm really looking forward to put you in contact with his office, and hopefully his staff can help you and promote this program so they can bring it to our schools. And I think that that would be very helpful for so many students, and parents would be, very happy about this program. I also would like to follow up with to introduce you with our colleague, Miss Mary Anderson, who is the chair of the Aging Committee as well. I'm sure that she will be excited about meeting you. And let's see how far we can bring this as well with probably other organization that we may share your information. If you have any flyer that may speak about your program that you would like the community board to share with the community, I think that would be very helpful.
Okay.
So in that flyer, you wanted to detail what your program does and what exactly, what is it that you would like the community to know about it and who to contact with.
Okay.
You can send us the flyer.
Okay.
We have a special email for that, which I will share with you. So anyone, any colleague, any friend of yours, besides yourself, your organization, may wanted to convey any information to the community, that would be the email that they should send a request.
Okay.
And it's good to have it for future events or whatever message you want the community to get to know. Since we, of course, we are one of the voices, if not, I want to say the main voice in Washington High for the community, but maybe that would be too much to say, but that's how I feel. We are a strong voice in our community, and I'm sure that we can outreach and get to many folks, individuals, organizations, businesses. So everyone that we can, that we send a message, I think it's a good thing to use. It's a tool available to the community. Why not? So. All right, so I want to thank you again on behalf of my colleagues again, and hopefully we will continue this conversation off air.
Okay.
So,
And
thank you so much.
thank you so much, Faye. Thank you, everybody. And please email me. I will respond right away.
It's my promise. I certainly will. We will follow up.
Okay. Thank you.
Be well. And by the way, you can stick around to see the announcement. We only go on the next phase, which is new business. A couple of announcements that we have in case that you're interested to hear. And then after that, we will adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Jonathan, so let's go to new and old business. Folks, if anybody has any announcement, any event, comment, please feel free to share with us. Just raise your hands and we will conceal the floor so you can make your announcement. Members, do you have any announcement? Mine will come last, but I want to give folks, our members, if you know any event upcoming that you want to share with the community, this is the time to do so. Let's see in the chat. I don't see anyone that may have. I don't think we have anyone in the chat. No. Marina, let me see. Jacob, our guest from. Okay. All right. Nobody else. All right. So, all right, Jonathan.
Yes. Can we show the flyer?
Autism. Yes.
There you go.
All right. All right. So as you can see in the screen, on April 15, the Community Affairs, NYPD, the police department, Community Affairs, along with many other organizations are supporting an event, which is the Autism Awareness Day. That's going to be at the Quisqueya Plaza which is right on Dykeman and Broadway. And if you take the bus 100 or you take the A train, will leave you right on that corner where the event is going to be held. They're going to have a lot of, food, games, raffles, and giveaways. I think this is something beautiful to, to take part of. In my opinion, this is the first time that I see this kind of event, autism, on the opening by the NYPD and many folks. You see many organizations on board and there. So, and I think besides all the ongoing activities, especially for kids and parents, I think this is a very interesting and very, if not highly important topic. Autism is something that, many kids are going through. And I think at this event, we're going to have folks that they are going to be speaking about autism, the effect of autism, and perhaps would be like some sort of like an educational, conversation with the community. I highly encourage everyone that may have the time to go in there. If you want to have a table at that event, just send me an email so I can put you in contact with the organizer, or you can call the organizer at any of this number. For example, for Officer Batista Fernandez, 917-972-0889. You can also call Detective Rojas, 917-826-0249, or Police Officer Villanueva, 917-593-1483. Or you can also call Officer Prevelete at 917-889-5928. I believe it's, yes, I'm sorry, I have to repeat that number for Officer Prevete, 917-689-5928. Okay, yes, Belky, you want a table, we'll definitely put you in contact with them. Bring goodies, bring whatever contribution you can, provide goodies. It's a good contribution. Anything for the kids, anything for the parents, will be, I'm sure, will be much appreciated. Any question about this event? The board, by the way, is going to send this flyer to the community, and just let me know if you're interested to have a table. I know Belky already would like to reserve one. All right, so Jonathan, I think we are ready to go to the next event. I think we wanted to May 6th. And May 6th, our committee is planning to have the second part of Our Children, Our Choices, Part 2, an informative discussion on public and charter school options. We had the first event back in 2011, and we are planning to deliver our promise of having the second discussion about public school and charter school. Although they public, but we really wanted to know how both systems are doing. Because as you recall, in 2010, we have a way of charter school coming into our district. They have grown immensely, but I'm sure that many folks, per se, the community would like to know exactly how are they doing and what these two systems are providing our kids. Why there had been, whether they have been successful or not, where they are standing today, we really want to hear from them. And I should say this in Spanish because this is very important as well. Vamos a tener nuestro comité se está preparando para tener la segunda parte del evento que nosotros tuvimos por primera vez en el 2011. El evento se refería a nuestros hijos, nuestras opciones, parte 2. Una reveladora discusión sobre las opciones de las escuelas públicas y charter. Ok, eso va a ser el sábado 6 de mayo de 8:30 a las 12:30. De 8:30 a las 9, de 8:30, que es donde empieza, va a ser la registración, y a las 9 empieza realmente el evento. El que se sugiere que la persona haga su reservación, ahí tienen el email de fed.florimon@jj o jj.cuny.edu, preferible que hagan reservación por la sencilla razón de que el sitio es limitado. Esto va a ser conllevado al edificio de Columbia que se llama Roseberry Medical Science Pavilion. Este evento está siendo apoyado por la Universidad Columbia University, Irving Medical Center, la cual le damos las gracias. We want to say thank you, Columbia University, for supporting our event and allowing us to have this event, like the first time that we also had it over there this second time around. I think this is a very interesting, if not highly important, conversation that you don't definitely want it to miss. I really hope that you make your reservation. And by the way, decirlo en español, esta es una conversación muy interesante. Le damos las gracias a la Universidad de Columbia que nos ha facilitado por segunda vez este local, y queremos darles las gracias por el apoyo que nos siempre nos has dado, nos ha abierto los brazos para cada vez que necesitamos, siempre han estado para nosotros, y queremos darles las gracias por permitirnos tener este evento el 6 de mayo allí con ellos.
You are welcome, siempre a la orden.
Gracias. All right, I think this is it. We highly suggest that you make your reservation if you wanted to attend this event. And also equally important, we are projecting to have educational official on board. Vamos a invitar, hopefully, oficiales del Departamento de Educación a nivel estatal y a nivel también local. Aspiramos en que el chancellor pueda asistir. Vamos a invitarlo, vamos a ver quién va a estar ahí, pero estamos invitando ¿cómo se dice? En el panel que vamos a tener, va a ser un panel balanceado con oficiales de ambos, tanto del charter school como de la escuela pública, del sistema tradicional. So ya saben, so I hope to see you on May 6th, Saturday, May 6th, from 8:30 to 12 p.m. Any question? Jonathan, I think that this is it in terms of it's seeming the fly. Thank you, Jonathan. Yes.
Sure.
Let me see. Marina Martinez is asking, who is the person to talk for a space in Columbia? Okay, that's I will let you know. I will let you know later on off air. So because they have several folks that you can talk to. It's not one individual necessarily, but yes. Becky Pochi can actually also direct that, but I can send you the contact information for several folks that can help you with, Marina. Any question? Belkis? Yes, Belki?
Yes, Faye. Faye, I remember I was part of this committee in 2011. I think it's important invite to the parent was in that committee in the past, no matter what our children graduate. But I think it's important because for us, continue important our district, our school district.
Well, yes, I didn't want it to elaborate much, but parents is our number one and priority target population. Parents, they are the
Yes.
essence to me, and I'm sure for my community as well. But since the this conversation is more addressed to the parents, I just wanted to make sure that people say, yeah, but who's going to speak to the parents, you know? Somebody have to speak to the parents, but yes, our main audience and our, you know, our target population is parents, definitely.
Okay, thanks.
Any other question? And thank you for bringing that up. I think that we don't have any other questions. Okay, everybody is muted. They have mute. Yeah, everybody's mute, I think, so far. Yes. We have, let me thank Erika Jordan. I also want to thank Jason Cohen and Timothy, also that I also are part of the attendees. Thank you for being with us. All right, if no one has any further questions, so I guess that I will be getting ready to adjourn the meeting. Any questions? No questions. So then I guess that I would like to say pretty much that this meeting, Youth and Education Committee, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Meeting, I'm going to call a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:21. I need a second.
I second.
I second.
Okay, we have to second.
Oh, actually, two person. All right.
Did you do
Good
that
night.
too? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, committee.
Yes, thank you. All right. Okay, 8:21. All right, let's see.